Hello again, it's Kirk, and today we're going to talk about health insurance cash and coding as two of the many ways you can reduce expenses. The first thing to point out is that if you have a hospital MRI that you buy with insurance, that cost might be $3,500 from the charge master, $700 paid by the employee, which would be the 20%, $2,800 paid by the employer through the health plan. Now, if you pay cash instead of with insurance, the cash direct pay would be $650 for the exact same MRI at the exact same hospital. This is one way you can win the health insurance game. The second is beyond the cash is the coding. The goal is to understand first that hospitals will have maybe 20 different prices depending on who pays and how they pay. And then on top of that, the coding means there will be higher facility fees, coding upcharges, and network markups on top of the non-cash price that drive your health insurance cost into the stratosphere. If you do the cash and coding strategy correctly, someone will ask, well, what about balanced billing? Will that be affected? The answer is you can have these solutions in place with a 1% or lower balance bill rate that can be guaranteed in writing if you'd like to see that. I want to talk to you about PBMs. Specifically, you could buy a, let's call it drug X, $12 on a cash pay system. Again, $200 on an insurance pay system. And if you go cash, you are doing two things. One, you are eliminating all of the unseen rebates and perverse reverse incentives that are exchanged between the TPAs, the PBMs, and usually the major medical groups like United Health that own both a PBM and a TPA. The final thing you want to be aware of is long-term sustainable reductions in cost. If you're going to reduce your healthcare costs, you have to reduce the health ailments within your organization. So we're going to call this the one-day standard. You want to be able to access a doctor, anyone in your company, access a doctor with one day notice. So if I call Monday, I see the doctor Tuesday. If I call Wednesday, I see the doctor Thursday. One day as your standard is a lot better than the one day you'll see a doctor that's often found in most major health, medical plans. So between the cash and the coding, the PBM reversing and making everything not only transparent and pass through, but literally avoiding the PBMs that are owned by any of the major medicals, and doing a long-term sustainable improvement in your company health through a one-day strategy, ultimately can reduce your healthcare costs 30 to 50%. Look forward to talking with you more. Until then, have a great day.